Welcome to Who You Know with Michael Sublett of Oddmost Pizza and Arthur Meeker of Extreme Graphics. We're shining the spotlight on businesses right here in the Pacific Northwest, celebrating their growth, their networking wins, and the impact they make in their communities. From small town gems to big community players, this is where connection meets inspiration.
Welcome, Lori Haraldsen, onto our podcast today. I got to know her through the chamber, the Salem Chamber of Commerce. I started going, renewed my membership. I started going, and there's this very outspoken person in the group there, and we sat down and had coffee and got to know each other a little bit. And I was very intrigued with all the things that you've done in your life. And so that's why I really wanted you to come on the podcast and get to share your story of who you are and what you do. And so tell us a little bit about what you currently are doing.
So currently I'm helping, I have a consulting agency called Valor Connect, and I'm helping set up nonprofit foundations where communities can support law enforcement.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Is it like, do you have a board? What do you do? Tell us
So
more
I'm
about
working with each community and whether it's their sheriff's office or their police department. Mm-hmm. They then, typically the police department will say, I've got people that have been coming to me asking, how do we give you a gift? But you can't accept gifts because that looks like bribery.
Right.
So typically the police department will say, I know a number of people in this town that want to support us. So let's just have an informational meeting. Let's figure out who needs to be a part of this board. And then we run it, and I get hired as the executive director and help put together bylaws and policies and procedures because I'm a nerd like that.
That's really cool.
And show them how to do it in a legitimate way. Uh-huh. And then offering transparency. So it's great for the community to be able to support their law enforcement, but it's also great to support, to provide moral support for the law enforcement individuals.
Tell us how you got into doing that. That's very unique.
Yeah, it's very niche.
Yeah, it's
so
very niche.
I sat on a board for a local nonprofit foundation, and I was on the board for 5 years, board member, then became vice president, then became president, and knowing the good work that was being done, about a year before my term was up, I decided I want to keep doing this, but they're going to kick me off the board when my president term is done. So what do I create? Because I'm a creator. What do I create that I can keep doing this and make this opportunity happen for other cities? Yeah. So started it last July, and last 2 weeks ago I spoke at an annual conference for law enforcement police chiefs, and I'm off and running. So,
oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So what did you do prior to this?
Okay, so, which version of Lori should we talk about?
Start at 5.
Start at 5.
Work from 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's.
I just know. I know there's a lot.
Yeah.
And so that wherever you want to go back to.
So in college, I had a part-time job at an investment firm making their cold calls. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. It's not allowed in the investment industry anymore.
No.
But it became an accidental career. I ended up staying in the investment industry for over 20 years, almost 25 years. Oh. And just had great people to work for who gave me opportunities. And despite me being a college dropout, they just kept training me and building me up and giving me opportunities. And I did 5 or 6 different focuses. I was never a registered financial advisor of any sort, but I worked in compliance. I worked in portfolio management, basically as the contact for all our contacts. So I was on the phone with people across the country, starting at 5:30 in the morning every morning, because that's when the investment world starts, when you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did that for 25 years. Took a little break to do something else, and then went back to the investment industry for a couple years. And worked for a little bit in senior living when I first moved to town here, because I moved here to be closer to my grandparents and my parents. And I just another accidental career. I met someone who said, "We're hiring a marketing director. Do you want to come do that?" Sure. Sure. I'll tour families through your assisted living community and your memory care community and show them why grandma wants to live here, right? So did that for a couple years. Then like I said, went back to the investment industry until I finally left the investment industry.
So how long have you lived in Salem?
Moved to Salem in December of 2015. The company I was working for, the investment industry I was working for down in San Diego, was doing a second round of layoffs. And instead of surprising people with layoffs, they said, we're going to take volunteers this time. And I threw my hand up in the air, like, send me. They were giving away a year's worth of pay and benefits, and came up here at Thanksgiving time, found a place to rent, went back to San Diego, and packed up everything and moved up here right before Christmas.
Yeah.
And I knew 4 people when I got into town, my parents and my grandparents. So I lived here as a kid. My dad's job brought us here about 2 weeks after I was born. And then his job took us to various parts of California, and then they retired and moved up here. And my grandparents followed, and eventually I came back up too.
So now you have this big network of people, and it seems like the opportunities just keep knocking on your door about doing different things, and so that's really amazing.
Because I'd received a year-long severance package, I wasn't in a hurry to get back to work. So I was if I only know 4 people here, they're family, but if I'm going to live here and work here, I got to get out and meet as many people as possible. I am an introvert, but I'm not shy. So there's a difference there, right? I would go to coffee shops and just listen to conversations that were happening in coffee shops. Like, what are the people in this community talking about? Learned a lot eavesdropping in coffee shops. And then approaching tables and just asking, can I ask a question? I'm hearing you guys talk about such and such. Can you tell me more? And that's how I stumbled into the senior living industry for a couple of years. And I made it my business to get to know other people's businesses during that time off. So I was not working from January to May, finally started working in May of 2016. And it was a good time off, but I don't sit still very well. So I was up and out of the house almost every day, getting to a coffee shop or a restaurant or to a class somewhere that I found that I could just go mingle with other people. So, and now our mayor has me saved in her phone as Lori Knows Everyone, because
right, that's what I'm trying to get out. Is like, I know you know everyone.
Yeah. Or if I don't, I know someone who does know the person you want to get connected to, and so I'll make connections. I'm a connector.
I like that.
You know what I learned? You know what really stood out to me, and I still remember this to this day, is everyone was talking about a nonprofit they were involved with, which is very different than where I came from in San Diego. Very different. And that was such an eye-opening experience for me. It's nonprofits around here are all over the place. There are so many nonprofits, and everyone has a reason that they tie their anchor to a specific nonprofit or a specific cause.
Yeah.
And hearing people talk about that in those coffee shops really stood out to me. I
know in business world, I get a lot of people, new business owners or established business owners that are like, I really want to get involved, or how, they see my business is involved with a lot of organizations and events and stuff. And they're like, how do you do that? How do you, and I says, it's not about writing a check. It's about giving your time and giving what you can give. And you got to follow your passion. Find what your heart tells you to do, and find that. And so I really like what you're doing with the police. That's a really amazing.
Yeah.
They need all the support they can get.
Yeah.
So you're involved in all this stuff. What hobbies do you have? What do you like doing? What takes your mind away from the hustle and bustle?
I get asked that a lot. What do you do for fun? Do you do anything for fun? I'll list 3 things. I'm a certified steak judge. So on the weekends I get to go hang out and taste steaks from amazing cooks for
that would be great.
Competition purposes.
Can we hang out more often?
Yeah.
Send me the paperwork now.
Yeah, I want to hang out with you.
I mean, we've got competitors coming from Central California up here to compete with some great Oregon and Washington and Idaho cooks and
Are these like barbecue competitions or what are they?
so this
where
is just ribeye steaks.
Oh, where-
I
I want to know about
Yes.
this.
I have
Yeah.
steak tattooed right here.
One of my friends invited me. The owner of Best Damn Barbecue Sauce is here in town, Mike White, and he owns White's Restaurant too. And we're having coffee at some point, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to come to a steak competition this weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah." Do what? Yes. And he said, "Well, we're having our training class tomorrow for our judges at my house. Why don't you come? I'll pay for the class for you. Just come." Oh, okay. And then so that was a Thursday night, and then that Saturday we went and ate steak literally all day long. And they teach us how to judge it.
We're doing the wrong thing.
I love
I
steak.
remember that very first competition, like the last piece of steak I put in my mouth, and we're like cutting 2-inch by 1-inch strips of steak, and there's five or six of us at a table. We're all sharing the same steak, so we're having the same experience, and we're judging the steak. But I remember at the very last bite of the day, I was like, I do not think I can eat another piece of steak.
Wow, that's crazy because I don't think I've ever got to that point in my life.
It was a lot of steaks. I think we tasted 30 steaks that day.
That's a lot of bites of steak.
Yeah, it's a lot of bites of steak.
Wow, that is really phenomenal.
Yeah. So there's also a barbecue association, but I'm a part of the Steak Cook-Off Association, and it's just ribeyes.
That's great. So that's one. You
That's
got
one.
two more.
I care for a bunch of houseplants. I've got over 100 houseplants in my
That's a job.
home.
That's a job.
So every day of the week has a schedule to go water various rooms of plants right in my house, so I don't forget to water them all once a week. I came home with 3 yesterday.
So hard, right? You're like, you're gonna come with me.
Yes, I'm going to rescue you.
I agree. I love plants, but I have a cat that just loves to eat plants, and then
Oh, yeah.
it just makes my cat sick.
Yeah.
And he doesn't learn his lesson. He'll eat the same plant 5 times in a week, and then puke all over my kitchen.
Doesn't learn his lesson.
No.
Yeah.
Dumb cat.
Yeah. And then the third thing that I like to do for fun is I'm a competitive shooter, firearms person.
Oh, very cool.
And so just to blow off steam, literally, I just go to the range.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah. An accidental hobby.
Cool. I
A
love
friend
it.
invited me out for a shooting weekend, and I didn't realize it was a competition until I showed up. And I'd shot before, but had never shot 100 yards with an old World War II rifle. And turns out I was pretty good at it, so I just kept it up.
One of those people that, I've never shot a gun before. How do you point it? What do you do?
What am I looking
And then
at?
hit the targets, all the targets, and everybody's like,
She's walking out with the big bears. Look what I got! I went to the range. I was going to ask you what gun you use because I didn't know if it was like shotgun where you're doing the clay. I didn't know.
That's
when
how
you said
I started shooting when
and I
I
thought,
was-
okay, well, this could go a couple different
Yeah,
directions.
that's how I
but-
started shooting when I was 14, was shooting the clay pigeons.
Well, I have to be honest. The guns in San Diego and clay pigeons and all that, I just don't see the connection there. So how did that connect? You said when you were younger you did that
Yeah.
and all that. So
Yeah, our youth pastor took us out for a camping weekend, all the youth together, and there was a range at the campground that we went to, and he's like, "Let's just go try it." Okay.
every child goes home with a huge bruise.
Pretty sure
What
a lot
did
of
they
the
do
parents.
there?
I'm pretty sure a lot of the parents weren't very happy about the fact that their kid shot their first gun that weekend. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
but I'm not competitive in many things, but it's kind of a competition with myself when I'm at the range.
see, I didn't even know about that part.
Yeah.
I knew about the house plants.
I've been invited out with police department to go shooting, and whatever civilians are there at the range, they'll assign an officer to you just to make sure they're watching you, to make sure you're doing the right things and not doing the wrong things. And I went out on a day where spouses of the officers were also invited to go shooting. So one SWAT guy is standing behind me, and then there's a lady standing next to me with a SWAT guy standing behind her, and we're shooting, and the SWAT guy behind me says to the SWAT guy next to us, "Dude, she shoots better than you do." He's like, "I see that." So, yeah, I enjoy it.
So with all the things that you do, do you have something that you haven't done yet that you want to do? Is there anything on the horizon?
I've been asked that before too. There's something I haven't done, which I'm not going to do, is have children, raise children. But people ask me, what don't you do? I don't sew, and I haven't raised any children. I am a favorite auntie to a number of kids, both friends and my brother's daughter, where they will call me and say, hey, so-and-so needs some Auntie Lori time.
Yeah, you make a great aunt.
Yeah.
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 The favorite aunt, I think.
But typically, if there's something I want to do, I just go do it somehow. Or it's on the to-do list at some point in the future. So
Like
when the time is
examples.
right.
Is there anything that you
yeah,
have
so
your mindset on?
when I was working for, as an example of something I made happen that it had been on my bucket list item for a long time. I've got a lot of bucket list items. When I was working for the investment industry, one of the guys that I worked for was going on honor flights, taking veterans back to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can do that? You can do that? This is awesome. I'm going to do that one day. And I finally did that for the first time in 2022.
Oh, very
And
cool.
now I'm a regular volunteer with the honor flight
Yeah.
group and take veterans back.
The depth on that would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, that would really
Yeah. It's an amazing seat
impactful.
to be in with a veteran in Washington, D.C. in front of their war memorial. And they're sharing with you things they haven't shared with their own family. Right? And the heartbreak that I've heard from some of them has been difficult, but it's been healing for them.
Yeah.
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 So we just tipped the iceberg. So let's hear some more. Tell us. Share
So-
some stuff I don't know.
I don't know if I ever told you about living and working in Switzerland.
No.
Okay. So when I was at the investment industry, I had worked first in the marketing department supporting one of the regional sales guys. And then I got moved to a different position in the portfolio management department. And so I had both marketing experience and portfolio management client service experience. And I'd already been in the industry for 6 or 7 years. I was 25 years old. I was single. And this opportunity for this rotating position in the Geneva, Switzerland office, our European headquarters, came open, and they were like, hey, Lori, so-and-so's time is up in Switzerland. Do you want to? And before they could even finish the question, I said, yes, I want to go next.
Yeah.
Lori's got a bank account in Switzerland. You want to write that on the list of...
So on the way to Switzerland, I stopped in New York and visited a friend. Stayed there for 2 or 3 days. Did New Year's in Times Square, which I will never do again. But it was fun. I was 25. You only live once, right?
Yeah.
So then from there went to Switzerland, and I was in Switzerland during one of the coldest winters in history. Fantastic for a San Diego girl. And lived there for 4 months. Traveled every weekend.
Oh, I imagine, yeah.
Because everything's either a 45-minute train ride or a flight is super fast anywhere in Europe, right? So traveled all over Switzerland, France, Belgium, just went all over the place the whole time I was there. And one of my friends from our church, her nephew was there attending chef school. So he was around the same age as me. She connected me to him. And I hung out with all of the rest of the chef students every weekend, and we all just traveled together almost every weekend. And being with people that know good food, we were eating great all the time. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah,
Very cool.
that was a lot of fun.
You know, I have to say, though, a lot of people may ask you, how do you get into all these things and all that? But I feel like if you have just such a positive energy to you, people are encouraged to send you different places because they know you're going to directly represent who they are, what they do, and so to send you somewhere that's going to give, you know, it's kind of an interesting weird balance, that energy that you carry, because you just have such a positive energy and stuff. So the Hakuna Matata is off the charts. You know, but so Switzerland sounds really cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
Other than
A trip of a
Switzerland,
lifetime.
where else have you traveled in the world then? I mean, is that...
I have also been to Romania a number of times with missions trips with our church, and left part of my heart in Romania. Like, such good people there. We went there 3 times, 3 years in a row. And I've been to Mexico. I've traveled all over the U.S. already, but as a kid. So there's some places I want to go back to. So, and up to Alaska, pretty well traveled. Haven't been anywhere in Asia or Africa, but all over Europe.
You know, my son was an ambassador to Japan, and I got to write him a letter because he was there for 2 weeks, and halfway through it, and the only advice I gave him was just listen to everything you can possibly, just be open to everything you can hear. The smells, the sounds, all that kind of stuff, just absorb it all. I've not been to Switzerland. I would not want to go during the coldest
It's
winter in
beautiful.
history
And
of
I was
Switzerland.
walking to work because I lived downtown and the offices was downtown. And yeah, it was cold. It was cold in Switzerland. Yeah.
That would be a very brisk walk in a very big coat.
Yes, yes.
Did you go skiing while you were there? Isn't it a big skiing area?
Don't you have to? It's
Yeah,
almost a
but
requirement.
snow sports and Lori don't go together. I tried snowboarding. I'm clumsy, super clumsy. I tried snowboarding for the first time, and I accidentally got on the wrong lift that took me to the very top of the mountain.
Oh, did a little Black Diamond run, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't wearing appropriate clothing because it was like a fly by the seat of your pants. Let's go try snowboarding. So I was wearing jeans.
Oh, burr.
Not good. Yeah. So when I fell and the coping on the board broke and I had to hike down the mountain
Oh,
because there's no other way to get down a mountain.
Right.
when you're in the snow. So I get to the bottom of the mountain, I don't know, an hour later, and my friends are standing there waiting at the car for me.
It
Like,
must have been blue.
where have you been? Well,
here's
I
a
have a story for you.
Do you have any other activities that you like to do? That you're into, like
No, I said
sports?
clumsy, remember?
Yeah, sports.
Yeah.
Or,
I did a lot of sports in high school and college age of my life. Basketball, softball, volleyball, but no, I'm too clumsy at this point. I don't trust myself. Like literally people say, Lori, you should wear a GoPro because of the things you do to yourself. We need to catch it on camera.
You gotta have an AFV version for your own.
Yes.
Your everything
Yes.
from you is an
Yes.
hour version of just Lori.
Well, I have a Ring camera in my driveway that has caught me, captured some of them, and I've shared them on social media.
yeah,
so.
falling or something, right? Slipping?
I hopped out of my truck and my ankle turned on the edge of the driveway and I did a somersault in the grass, which is a hill.
A viral moment.
A viral moment on my Ring camera. And it wasn't until about a half an hour after I got into the house. I had a friend staying for the weekend, and so let me back up. I had a she was hopping out of the truck at the same time I was hopping out of the truck. She didn't see what happened. All she hears is me yelling, "I'm fine. Everything's okay. I'm okay. Everything's fine." And she's like, "Lori, what did you do?" And I still had everything in my hands. I had a coffee. I had a mug in this hand. I was holding it by the handle. It was all still in my hand. I'm like, and I didn't even spill my drink.
Oh my God.
And then about 30 minutes later, I realized, oh my word, my Ring camera got that.
Yeah.
I have to go find it. So, yeah,
That's so awesome, though.
yeah.
No, those are the best. Those type of things when you don't get hurt.
When you don't get hurt.
Is there anything that you want people to know about Lori, who you are, what you do? I mean, anything that you want more people to know about?
I would encourage everyone, the thing you haven't done that you've always held maybe on a shelf somewhere, like maybe one of these days I'll go do that, just go do it. Just, if you can make it happen, go do it. I actually have a talk that I've shared a number of times, and I call it Do It Anyway. And I use a number of examples of people that have broken world records, made amazing discoveries, created something phenomenal that changed the world. And I ask people, what would our world be like if these people didn't accomplish this fantastic thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't pursue something that was super important to them. People have told me that talk just changed how I think about everything in my life. So I like to encourage people, if it's something that's important to you, go do it.
I do know that when you brave that path you're talking about, people look at you and go, well, she can do it, and this and that. And so I think it's really important to share your message for that reason alone.
As we start getting more, I don't want to say the O word, but more experienced in life.
You can say the O word. I'm embracing being older.
I just want to say I'm more experienced.
That's a good way to put it. Okay.
We'll go back to steaks. You're seasoned.
Seasoned. There you
Seasoned,
go.
yes.
I'm seasoned. Very, very well
I love
seasoned.
how steak is flowing through this entire conversation. Yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know where I'm going for lunch.
So far, it's going
I got a question. Your tattoo, is that a badger? Is it a honey
That's
badger?
a honey badger.
Okay.
And the letters below it are WWHBD. What would honey badger do?
Yeah.
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 It's my personal motto.
I love that because there's my favorite video of all times is a YouTube video
Yes.
of a guy narrating about
Yes.
a honey badger eating a snake.
Yes. And he laid down and took a nap after he got bit by that snake.
Yep.
And then he got up and got back at it.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to keep the honey badger down.
I saw that and I go, I think that
Yeah.
describes you very well. So I love it. We're getting towards the end here, and we like to do a rapid fire question.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it in other
did.
episodes, but sometimes I make a list, sometimes I don't, sometimes I just wing it. And this is one of those, I'm going to wing it
Okay.
because it's one of those type of days. So coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Your favorite color?
Royal blue.
Favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
If you were to be a superhero, who would you be?
Probably Wonder Woman.
What would your superpower be?
I'd love to just be able to fly.
Fly like that. What is your favorite food?
Steak.
Yeah. I knew that was going to come up.
I was going to press a button for steak.
I was going to ask that, but I had to ask that. It was there.
Well, it's a charcuterie board or a steak because I love just snacking on
Snacks.
charcuterie.
We'll have a follow-up question to that one right here, which is, how done?
Medium rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only way
That's
to eat
the
a
only-
ribeye.
Yeah. That is the only
All of a sudden,
way.
the hand comes into the video. What's going on?
Yeah, that's the only way.
I had an opportunity to go speak at a conference up in Pendleton a couple weeks ago, and I'd never been to Pendleton before, and we just toured between the conference and meetings that I was having. We toured all the great restaurants, and every single restaurant we went to had amazing food. Like I will drive all the way back up to Pendleton to go to Mac's Bar and Grill and get their prime rib sandwich. Like I will drive the 4 hours just to get a sandwich and come back home.
Well, I'm going to be going to Walla Walla next week, and I'll have to stop by
Yes.
there because I know Hamley's. My cousin actually
Yeah.
started Hamley's. He's the one that he built the whole thing and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And so,
Nice.
But
I was there too.
I used to march in the Pendleton Roundup with my clarinet
Okay.
and the band way back in the 80s. So
Yeah.
I want a picture of that.
not happening.
Actually,
Thank goodness they don't
you,
matter.
your expertise.
Anyway, but yeah,
I can help
Pendleton,
with detective skills, by the way.
she's certified stalker over here.
It's called investigative journalism.
Yes.
Call it whatever you
yes.
like.
Or just
But,
people fun in general.
Yes,
So.
yes. And then there's one of the distilleries up there. They have a really great wood-fired pizza that literally, I was like, this is the best wood-fired. And I'm a fan of wood-fired pizza. And I was like, hands down, best wood-fired pizza I've ever had in my life.
Pineapple belong on pizza.
No.
Yes, yes.
Pineapple should come nowhere near pizza.
What's your favorite
Sweet and
toppings
spicy.
on a pizza? Give me-
Black olive and pepperoni.
That's a good combination.
Nice.
Throw some mushrooms and onions on there.
Mushrooms and artichokes would be a good addition to that, yeah.
With all the food and stuff we've talked about, what's the most unique thing you've had?
Escargot.
Okay, you like it or do you not like it?
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
With enough butter. That was when I was like in 7th grade. Random, yeah.
You know what? Have you ever done scuba diving?
No.
Okay, I just think you'd love that.
Well, so that was another thing that I thought I was going to do at some point in my life was to be a, what's the word now? Working in the sea world. So I took a
Oceanographer?
Oceanographer, yeah. Because I nerded out on that kind of stuff too when I was in college. As one of the classes I took was oceanography, and we went out on the boat. I didn't get sick. Like, it was beautiful. And then life just took me in a different direction.
Yeah, that's something really cool to an experience.
Can I throw in two of the most popular people I've met in my life?
Yeah, let's hear that.
Tony Gwynn.
My God, number 19 of the Padres
San
is my
Diego
favorite
Padres.
baseball player of all times.
So when I was in college, I worked for a balloon shop. And his wife, Alicia, yeah, random, I know.
I know.
Random, Lori's random
Can't
life.
wait till
That
this
was a very random one. Love it.
Tony's wife, Alicia, would buy him a balloon bouquet for both Valentine's Day and his birthday. And I got to be the one to deliver those bouquets to his house on a number of occasions. And after the first time that I went and I realized that the Gwynn name on the order was that Gwynn family. The next time I got one of those orders, I called my brother, we're both huge Padres fans. I called my brother, I'm like, get over here. I'm taking a balloon bouquet to Tony Gwynn's house again. So I got to deliver to his house a number of times. So there's one. The other person is Tony Robbins.
Oh, very cool. That'd be a good one.
He was at a fundraiser that I was at where I was the photographer. Again, random. I was
Photography. Put that on the
Yeah.
list. Pull this list out.
That's why people say you do everything. What haven't you done in life, right? So okay. Anyway, he was at a fundraising event where I was the hired photographer for the day, and he walked in the house and I'm taking pictures of like candids of people walking in the house, and he reached over and grabbed my hand to give me a handshake. His hand is probably twice the size of my
he's
hand.
very
He's a
large.
big guy.
Yeah.
Huge.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I was like, hi.
Your little Barbie hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really
Tall.
cool.
Yeah.
That's one of my bucket lists of people that I want to meet.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins, Ed Milet. There's
Yeah.
several people.
Yeah.
Goggins. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people on my list, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Steak eater, Tony Robbins meter. Jesus.
See, I'm stuck on Tony
Tony
Gwynn.
Gwynn,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow.
He would be the guy that delivered and be stalking, like looking
I
at
would
windows.
not. Actually,
Can
you
you
know, here's the
sign
thing.
my chest?
You wanna know, I don't get caught up in that kind of side of it. It's the people, because the uniform's a uniform and all that, but it's the people underneath. It's like I'm a
Tony
huge Jerome Bettis
Gwynn.
fan as well. But Tony Gwynn is such a consummate professional,
Yes.
and he's just soft-spoken. He's probably he's the best hitter he's ever been in baseball. But because like I met Magic Johnson, and I got his autograph and all that stuff, and the guy that was with me was like, and I shook his hand. I go, thank you very much. I know you're busy. Can
Yeah.
you sign me an autograph? Well, I took that autograph and our tickets to the game, and I gave it to my friend. So even though I had an autograph from Magic, I don't need that. To me, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to meet people like Tony Robbins, I mean, the energy that must come off of him
Yeah.
would just be unmatched.
Yeah.
And his presence.
I have two more people to mention. Eric Estrada
Oh, wow.
from Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was at a conference I was at last fall, and I saw a whole bunch of people lining up to, I don't know what, and I saw him at the front of the line, like signing things, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my childhood crush. I have to stand in this line, right? So have some pictures with, yeah, now we're singing the song. And then Junior Seau, a Chargers football player.
Cool.
Yeah.
He had the presence too. He was
Yeah.
an amazing individual.
Amazing individual. His cousin was my best friend, and so I got to rub shoulders with him a number of times. So
Music. What kind of music
everything.
do you like?
Everything from Steve Miller Band to James Taylor to Martina McBride. I mean, just like wide range of music,
Everything,
and music is always playing either in my truck or at home while I'm working. Music is always on.
So, what concerts? What was the best concert you've been to?
Dave Matthews Band.
Dave, that would be a good one.
Only because Train opened for them. And Train wasn't known at that time yet. And as soon as Train finished their opening set, I was like, they are amazing and they're going to make it big.
I would imagine there's such soft, Train to me, because sometimes they're good concert bands and sometimes they're good studio bands. I always thought Train would be a good studio band, not a concert band, but they were really good in concert.
Yeah. And Coldplay is up there with a really great concert too. Good show.
I'm a huge concert goer.
Yeah.
Whether it be comedians or bands,
Yeah.
or I'd love to go see stuff live. Or sports,
Sports, yeah.
you know.
He says that because I'm over here like I have
Why
never
are-
studied sports more now, like for Oddmo stuff than ever.
So what's the point? What's the point? I'm like, yeah.
Man, growing up in my house every Saturday, Sunday, whatever season it was, we
Same.
always had a game on, right? Whether it was basketball or baseball or football, golf, like whatever was on, whatever was happening, the TV was always blaring it because that's how our household was.
So favorite sports team then? Is it the Padres or the
Padres and what used to be the San Diego Chargers, not the new version.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to so many Padres games.
Yeah.
And then we would follow my dad would drive the minivan packed full of a bunch of teenagers, and we would follow the guest team's bus back to their hotel to try to get autographs. as they're walking from the bus into the hotel to go up to their rooms after the game. So my brother was an avid baseball card collector, and so he has I think he still has this collection of signed baseball cards or
wow.
autographs
Very
somewhere.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So, do you have any questions for us? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, this is the second part. You sit over here. We
yeah.
sit over there.
And switch. This is why I love this, though, because it would be hard in a situation where, we're in a chamber event or we're doing different things to actually get to know you. It's just kind of one of those things. Oh, yeah, she was nice. Oh, I liked her energy, whatever, like how you kind of bounce around and stuff like that. But this is why I love to do this, And Arthur is really good. He knows a lot of really good people, and so it's been nice to kind of ride shotgun on
Why
his.
we connected so well,
Yeah.
because I just at the chamber, her energy level at a couple of the meetings I was at, and I'm like, I gotta get to know this lady. So, and that was a blessing.
A lot of people commend me on how authentic I am. I've gone through some pretty cruddy times in my life, and most of it has been shared on Facebook because I know that my story will help other people. It will give them hope. In 22, I escaped from a really dangerous domestic violence situation, and it was difficult. But the healing after that, I've shared very openly about that on Facebook, and a lot of people give social media a really bad rap. But I think we just use it differently, and it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I can share openly and put that out there for people. So.
I think that's huge when you're authentic and you open yourself up. We've had several guests that put their everything in their life out there, and I think it just shows people that you're real.
Yeah.
And because you just don't know. And that's why I always encourage people to get together, have coffee with somebody, get to know somebody, smile, and give somebody a compliment or call a random person that you haven't talked to in a long time and say hi, because you never know what they're going through.
Yeah.
And I think that's really huge. And I commend you on that. So
Just knowing this story my story can provide hope for other people. Right?
Yeah.
And just the number of difficult decisions I've had to make through life, like really difficult decisions, I think is probably a good foundation for why I'm just like, just go do it, because it's all going to be okay in the end. It's all going to turn out all right.
I absolutely say this all the time. It's happening for you, not to you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want everybody to know? I mean,
Put it all out there.
I mean, sorry. Like I said, I got to roll this list out now, but it tripled since we met.
Okay. One of my words on my arm is storyteller, which is true. I love to sit around and tell
Like to
stories.
share.
Yeah.
I love that. I could probably sit here and talk to you forever, but
Would not be hard for me. If we started sharing stories, I'm sure we'd be like, oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Oh yeah. Wait till I tell you this one.
That reminds me. Yeah, I just.
and that's what we love about doing a podcast is it opens up the opportunity for there's probably hundreds of people that have run across your path and just in the chamber stuff alone, and they don't know even who Lori is, and they don't know who Mike is or Ashley. Ashley's been in the hot seat before, and
It's been a while though.
yeah, we got to get an updated version.
Right? So much has happened since then.
Well, we've had people open up and talk about really deep personal stuff that they've never really shared before, and people that got really emotional. And so it's kind of great because we've provided a safe space for people to feel like they can share. And we've had some amazing guests, and you're right up there in the top of the list. I'm very excited that you said yes.
Yeah. Thanks.
So I'm excited. I think that we should, here's a food for thought, literally. I think we should have a steak judging episode where she teaches us how to judge steak.
I don't need at least 15 steaks.
We can do
He's
a
gonna
tour.
cook them. He's gonna cook them.
Oh, there we go. Or we can go on a tour.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Or we can get a hold of the 3 restaurants that we can each pick a restaurant and say, hey, we're going to judge your steaks live on our
would be
podcast. And we have this official steak judge that's teaching us how to do it.
Do you have a term for a bad steak without saying it's a terrible steak? I mean, some of the terminology you use, like this is leather.
Not terminology, like, but there have been times where I've taken a bite of steak and I like, oh no, and I just take it out of my mouth and put it back.
Give me the red pin.
I'm not eating any more of this. But that's not very common in these competitions. They're all
No,
good.
imagine.
There's
The best
one
of the
that I
best.
didn't enjoy very much.
Mm-hmm.
One out of, I don't know, hundreds of steaks.
Is that awkward when you get a piece of gristle and you don't want to eat it and it's half chewed up and you have to like,
Well, I'm sure the mistakes they gave you out of the prime spots.
A napkin. Yeah.
I'm so hungry right now.
Lori, thank you for being here. This has been a pleasure. It's been, I mean, I've gotten to know a lot more about you, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking with you again.
Over steak.
Over steak. We're gonna, what do they call it? Breaking bread. We're gonna break some steak.
Okay.
We're gonna chop some steak
Yeah,
up, cut
sounds
it up.
good.
I'm so excited about that. Let's go now.